Hey YouTube, what's going on? Hank Yoshi Arms here, and I've got a little bit of special video. We're going to do an unboxing here, and then it's also going to be combined with a gear review. So, the rifle there is my duty rifle, my patrol rifle. It's a FN15 14.5-inch barrel. It's got an aim point, duty RDS, red dot. Not a fan of it. Battery life sucks. It's rated for 3 years, and my battery died within 3 weeks. It came, department issued a TLR1 HL on a mini pick rail. I don't like the TLR on a rifle. There's better lights out there. I've got several lights in my other guns, personal stuff. I slapped my Inforce WML that we got from TAC Pack a few months ago on there, and haven't had to use it yet, so other than just messing around with it, checking it out. Today we've got something different though. The new Inforce ARC 650. So I'm going to flip the camera around, we'll get the unboxing done and get everything fitted and start going into that. Alright, so here we go. This just came in the mail. Get that out of the way. Alright. Inforce ARC 650. So it's 90,000 candelas, 1,400 lumens. For a rifle light, that is pretty impressive. I would say it's probably better than the stream lights that are out there and less than a Surefire, so it's somewhere in the middle. So this is the packaging. And I can already tell you this is pretty light compared to, I'd say, without batteries, alright, it is lighter than the TLR. There's an O-ring and there's grease on there to keep it waterproof. The nice thing about this light is the body is compatible with Surefire lights. It's the new standard, if you will. Here, where did I put my switch? We'll find in a minute. So on my rifle, I've got my pressure switch already on here mounted. This is the light that came off. You guys are aware of this one. Let's see what else we got in the box. So it does come with a charger, and I believe this is going to be an 18650 battery. Just doesn't want to open. Yeah, rechargeable 3500 milliamp hour 18650 battery. I don't know what this tube is for. This might be to run 16 650 batteries. A little bit smaller. A lot of my lights I run those in. They're easier to charge. Get the packaging out of the way and we'll go into this. So the nice thing about this is it comes with the same style M-lock mount as the Surefire, your M640 lights. It is swappable. It can face it either side based on your preference. So I'm going to probably run mine like this. I gotta check to see how that's gonna fit with the flip up Magpul front sight there, but if I have to run it down low, I will. Get it put together. It should be these for this. Maybe not. Little smaller ones. Yeah. So this mounts 2 screws. Take it off, change it, mount it. Comes with the M-lock mounts. M-lock is probably one of the better advancements in AR platforms. It works well. Out of the way. Get that out of the way. Put the standard tail cap on for now just to get it. That is bright. All right, so like I was saying, I have a Surefire DS tail cap. And this screws directly onto it. No issues there. It's meant to be compatible with it. You have the Surefire switch. Issue. There we go. So you have your momentary here, constant on. Then you have your constant on here as a backup if your switch fails. So we'll get this mounted up and see how it looks on the rifle. Alright, so I want to talk about initial fit and feel. I've run into an issue already. Small issue. Normally I would run my light further up forward on the rail. However, the way my gun rack is in my car, it clamps onto the end of the muzzle here, so I can't push my flashlight out further. That being said, the screw on the side of the Magpul backup front sight hits the side of the bezel on the light. So, trying to get the light to mount properly. It's straight, it's on there. It took some finesse. It's not pretty. I wish it wasn't touching. My department requires that I keep backup iron sights on my rifle though. Alright. Cable management. The knockoff switch I have, it's alright. There's just enough cord to get here and not put too much strain on the cord. One issue I was concerned about was the cord catching on the flip-up front sight. Hasn't been an issue. Overall, it's probably about the same size as the Surefire. Overall, looks great on the rifle. It's lightweight, even with the battery in it, it's super lightweight. So, I'm pleased with it. I'm going to take it out tonight when it gets dark. We'll do some footage and show the light output, my backyard, and go from there. Now for the specs. So it's waterproof to 66 feet, 20 meters. Alright. Initial output's 1400 lumens. ANSI output's 1200, 90,000 candela. Distance is 600 meters. I have no way of testing right now whether it actually reaches out to 600 meters. I've got access to a range. I'll take it out there one night, dusk time, see if it actually puts out at least to 300 yards. But we'll see. Runtime on high is 2.75 hours, which is pretty good. Weight with battery is 6.1 ounces. I know that's a big deal for some people, especially sitting that far out on the rail. have your objects closer into the center. Not as bad, but it's 5.6 inches long. Bezel diameter is 1.4 inches. Quarter turn of the head unlocks so you don't accidentally discharge the light. So, some other features. It's dual fuel. You can run either the 18650 or dual CR123, the regular mil-spec batteries for most weapon light systems. Modular. So, Scout style footprint, thread patterns, any Scout aftermarket accessories will work. Dual fuel. Now, I did learn something reading through this a minute ago, and I wish I would have known. Teaches you how to put on M-Lock if you're not familiar with it. Inforce has their own dual pressure switch. Comes with the Pro model. I wasn't aware of this. I bought this directly from Inforce. I didn't see anything about a Pro model on their website yet. So I don't know if they've generated the literature ahead of time and they're planning on putting that out. I'm not sure. But that would have been a nice feature. And it runs the same plug as the Surefire. So, something to be aware of. If you're going to pick up this light, I'd almost opt for the Pro model. This was $250. They have a handheld version that's $200 if you want to buy an aftermarket, like regular mount. $250. Paid my own money. This wasn't sent to me to review. So this should be a fair and honest review. Tell you how to clean it, what not to use to defeat the carbon so you don't jack up your light. Overall, bang for the buck so far, great. This light is what? A little under half the price of a Scout from Surefire. It's a little bit more than the Streamlight. Overall, I'd say this is probably better quality. The Streamlight is very bulky. I've got one. Alright, this is a Streamlight ProTac HL. As you can see, it's the bezel diameter side. It's a very bulky light. The mount is built different. It's permanently fixed straight on versus angled like the Inforce. I have the Arasaka adapter, so I can run a pressure switch tail cap. The switch that comes with the ProTac is proprietary, and you can't disconnect it. So switching over to the Arasaka adapter with the Surefire plug is a very common trend, but it just runs a single thumb screw here to lock it on. So this is my other rifle, and don't get me wrong, this is a good light. It's bright, and for the price, you can get these pretty cheap on sale quite frequently. Now this is the Gen 1. The Gen 2 is a little bit nicer. It's also bulky, but it's rechargeable. Like the body itself is smaller. It's, again, not proprietary. That is the big thing. This has become, the Surefire standard has become the standard across the board. So having a light like this, where you can use any Surefire accessory, aftermarket adapter, anything you want, is super convenient. So we'll get it out tonight. We'll take a look, do a comparison. I'll bring this out there, fire this off so you can compare lights. I don't have a Surefire. They are way too pricey for me. And this works just as well. So we'll test lights out tonight, see how it looks, and then we'll talk about them. Alright, so it's nighttime, and I've got a few weapon lights for comparison here. The first one I'm going to put up is going to be the Streamlight TLR1 HL. So this is the marsh behind my house. As you can see, this goes out pretty far, but it's primarily a pistol light. It's a fairly common light to compare against, though. Next is going to be the Inforce WML-X. This is that 3rd gen light. This punches out a little bit further, and there's more of a wider beam pattern. Then we have the Streamlight ProTac HL. This is the bigger rifle light that I talked about. Again, wide beam pattern, not super focused. And then last is going to be the new Inforce ARC. This one has a more focused beam pattern. It punches out pretty far. I'd say it's probably double the range of the other lights, but yet you still have the up close light that's not as focused, where you can see if you were to clear a room with this. Again, this is the Inforce WML, much wider spread. The ARC 650. Alright, so my overall final thoughts on the Inforce ARC 650. Build quality, solid. I have no issues with the build quality. The mounting hardware it comes with, also solid. This is not going anywhere. I had to adjust it because it was rubbing on the front sight there. I get some cable ties and do some cable management there, but overall, it's quality light. The light output, phenomenal. I didn't record it, but I was messing around in my house clearing rooms at night, and it lights up the entire room. Yeah, there's a hot spot in the middle, but that circle you see around it, that lights up the entire room. Overall quality. The only thing I wish it came with is some sort of Inforce's pressure switch or switch there. The only thing I wish it came with is Inforce's own switch system to manipulate the light. But even then, for the price you pay for the switch and what I paid to get the other items to attach it, not bad at all. So, quality light. I'm going to keep this on my duty rifle and do some more testing when I go back to night shift. But overall, I'm saying this is a quality light and worth picking up if you're in the market. It's cheaper than the Surefire. The quality's on par with Surefire. The light output's on par with Surefire. If you're in the market for a light, especially if you're a rifle, this is a solid top contender. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them best I can, and we'll go from there. Y'all be safe. Take it easy.